let's go from this to puppies.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on over, Nicole.
Come on over.
We're going to switch you
Yeah.
back out with Tracy.
Thank you
having
so
me.
much. Hi, Nicole. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Erie
You're
Humane
Emily
Society.
Red.
Yes.
And thank you for wearing red today.
Absolutely. We know Emily loved red too, and she loved to support the veterans, so I'm happy to be wearing red.
Talk a little bit about your friendship with Emily.
Well, I've been at the Humane Society almost 9 years.
You can grab tissues.
I know, I'm going to.
No, here, I've got some ready. Here we go.
Thank you. I just remember her fierceness for animals, and when I first started, we had a really difficult cruelty case that was a big one. It was a dog fighting case, and she and Chris Carroll championed and really invested a lot of time and energy into this case. And we had taken, I think, 7 pit bulls that we had hold as evidence for a year and a half. And as the case wrapped, the animals they became property of the Humane Society then, because we had won the case and we were able to make them available for adoption. And Emily's authentic self was so beautiful, because when one of the dogs went available for adoption, I came to Finding Forever Families, and this was really early on in my career.
Yeah, during the 12:30 show.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, so that's how long ago.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in with Lovins, and she was this little black pit bull, and Emily's bolsterous laugh, and she walked out and she goes, "I love Lovins." I just loved that about her. She'd only seen the dog maybe a few times, and obviously pictures from the case, but she loved animals so much, and she championed for them in our community, and she championed for those ones that really came through treacherous situations through our cruelty division.
Yeah.
You know, so many times when we have guests come through the door, they often first hear Emily's voice because it was loud and boisterous. And I have to share this really quick. Dr. Becky Dawson, who was a part of our coronavirus and COVID-19 coverage for so long, she said once she returned to the building and was able to do in-person interviews again, she walks in the door and Emily says, "Look who's in the house. You have legs." Because we had only seen her on a Zoom interview, you know. You have legs. But that was so Emily to greet you like that.
It was, and I just love that about her. I'm a straight shooter myself, and I always have appreciated her bolsterous sense of humor, her laugh, but her love for animals, and that's actually how she got Lakin, a cat that came through our cruelty division. There were young boys who did not know how to treat animals, and they threw Lakin in the lake, and that turned into a cruelty case that Emily was very invested in, and she just absolutely loved her, and and loved her so much, and was again very into wanting to champion for animals that needed our support.
She had such a big heart, and she would just be, for lack of no pun intended, a bulldog if she felt that there was injustice.
Yes.
And she would treat those stories and just, do her very best to get the word out and to do everything she could to right the wrong.
And get the justice that they needed. And that's, I think, what myself and I'm sure the rest of the animal community, because I'm sure she's covered so many cases for the Anna shelter or BYC or what have you. And she was always really into Clear the Shelters. And that's when she adopted Lakin, was our 2019 Clear the Shelters. So I loved what she did for the animal community, and again, being authentic, and we at the Humane Society appreciate that. And we've talked a lot about our memories of Emily because several of us have had experiences with her. Our cruelty division, Emily McCullough, as you know. So we've shared a lot of really great memories about her, and her light will live on. And at the Humane Society, we are going to actually have a kennel sponsored in her name to carry out her mememory forever, because she did a lot for us.
She would love that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicole. Gosh,
We thought today was going to be easier.
Wow.
She touched so many people.
She did.
So it's something that we feel like we want to do for her. But
It's wonderful.
We had fun with her. We laughed with her.
And I think over the past few days, thank you,
John.
I'm thinking of what you just said. I'm thinking of people in offices getting around, or families at dinner tables and sharing their memories of Emily. I think that's happening all over our city, and I think that's really refreshing and comforting.
Her light was bright, and she did so many things. Like you were just talking to Emma's, and just the amount of good she's done in the community, and people want to carry that on for her. and I know our animals appreciate it. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you for naming that kennel in honor of her. That's tremendous. She would love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much
and
for
sharing
having
your
me,
story. We
guys.
do appreciate it.
I know I'm a crier.
We are too.
You're okay.
You're on the right couches here.
We're gonna switch the theme a little bit. We're gonna laugh a little bit more.